Today it was the Canada-U.S. border, and he was very clear there is a significant amount of time before we can even talk about loosening restrictions. We're going to bring in Glen McGregor in Ottawa. Glen, the U.S. president seems to have a different view on timing. As recently as yesterday, he said he might lift restrictions at that all-important border. Have the two leaders actually spoken? What are you hearing? I mean, obviously the federal government is not ready to take this same leap so soon.
No, and those comments from the president yesterday at the White House really put the Canadian government in an awkward position because Canada does not want to open the border up right now for the very reason that we have done much better than the United States in controlling the virus so far. You look at the statistics on number of cases per capita and the number of deaths per capita. U.S. is running at about 3 times as many more people have died as a percentage of their population than we've had here. So, but the comments that Trump made kind of puts Canada in a box because they don't want to contradict Trump too publicly and say, no, we're not going to do this, because they don't want to risk any kind of retaliation from him on the trade front. So this is being managed, and the conversations have been going on for the last month between officials in the Canadian government and the U.S. administration, really led by Chrystia Freeland, who is kind of the point person on all these conversations. They're trying to make the case very gently that, yeah, we want to get that border open, but we're not ready yet, and we want to push that down the road further. Trudeau's comments today, Lisa, seem to be kind of designed to allow Trump to back out of that position gracefully. He said that Trump was just referring to the long-standing relationship and how close we are, rather than saying there's a specific timeline that this is going to be the first one to open up. This is delicate for the government right now, and they're putting a lot of effort into handling it.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, every single person in this country would agree, and around the world, they want things to open up again, but safely. And you know, everyone acknowledges this is a gut punch to the economy. And daily we see the government adding a new level of support. Today it was expanding that loan program for small businesses. Right. But, you know, this is something the government surely thought about weeks ago, that this would be needed and important. So what is the strategy, Glen? What are you hearing, the strategy behind rolling these announcemements out over weeks?
Yeah, this is policy making on the fly. This is, the government will come out and the Prime Minister will come out at his daily briefing and announce a policy without a lot of details. And then a day later or a couple of days later, then he comes out and announces the details. Today, it was that the loans to small and medium-sized businesses, he had said previously that there was going to be changes to that. Today, we found out what the changes are to the eligibility requirements, basically expanding the size of businesses that could qualify. Now, today, he also trotted out a policy, which we weren't really expecting yet, about rent for businesses. A lot of businesses struggling to pay their commercial rent. So he says there's now going to be a new program called, and I forget the acronym that he mentioned, but something about the Canadian Commercial Rent Benefit or something to that effect. But no details. And the reason for that is a lot of times these ideas are put out there, they want to do it, but they haven't done the paperwork on it. They haven't talked to the public servants who have to implement the plans. So it takes a couple of days. So possibly tomorrow, maybe the next day, we'll get details on exactly how much money is available for businesses and what kind of businesses qualify to get this kind of rent relief. It's kind of like all these programs, Lisa, are huge programs that often take 6 months, a year to put in place. The government is having to do them on the fly very quickly, and that's why we're getting these extended rollouts.
Very true. All right, Glen, and I know tonight we'll